When we're holding unresolved trauma, particularly if that trauma happened in our early life or through prolonged periods, we experience what I call an existential shift. So the way that we are perceiving and experiencing the world is altered. Ideally, we will grow up with experiences of safety, belonging, and authenticity. And it's these things that allow us to experience that all is well in the world and that we're welcome in the world, that we're safe and it's okay to express ourselves here. Unfortunately, for those of us that have grown up in less than ideal circumstances, we didn't get access to either one or two or three of all of those things: safety, belonging, and authenticity. And so what happens is this existential shift where we sense that the world is a threat, and we also feel like we're not welcome here. We feel a sense of exclusion, and threat and exclusion become part of just the status quo of how we're experiencing the world. And so to walk through life feeling inherently afraid and unwelcome is our trauma. And one of the first steps to healing is to invite experiences of being welcome here, to learn that it's safe to be here. There's nothing bad happening right now, and that we're welcome. And this is a complex journey, and we embody and integrate this in layers, not only through our own experience, but also in the, setup or makeup of the world around us, which continues to change as we heal. So perhaps when we're starting out, there are real live experiences of threat and exclusion happening around us. So as always with our healing work, we want to come back to embodiment and start working with creating changes within our body that hopefully then sort of begin to ripple out and transcend into the greater relational matrix and the world around us. So for our very first somatic exercise that's in the book, it's called Welcoming Existence. And all we're going to do is, it's really simple exercise, is to find a space where you can sit with your back and your head supported against a wall, and with your sort of bottom and legs supported on the ground. So you can see I am supported in this pose. So in this experience, this is my world for now, this little bubble where my entire body is supported. And all we're going to do is simply orient to what it feels like to be safe, to be welcome, and to be supported in this space, in this sort of mini world that we're creating through our practice. And what can happen as we begin to actually orient to the space around us and to the position of our body as being safe and supported is that we can start to come out of threat mode. And for those of us that have been living in a state of freeze or shutdown, what can actually happen is some of the brace patterns in the body start to let go. And so that might manifest as feeling slumping or relaxation in the body, or feeling little twitching sensations or shakes through the body. And sometimes it can manifest as tears or a sense of emotion. So if any of those things happen for you during the practice, they're all normal, and it's a part of coming out of freeze, exiting a deep state of survival, and coming alive again, welcoming our existence, our complex, multi-layered existence in the world. And the affirmation that we're going to pair with this practice from the book is, "It's safe to exist here. I welcome my belonging in the world." So let's give it a go. Get into your position where your head, neck and back are supported, and where your bottom and your legs and your feet are also supported with the floor. And take a moment to really get comfortable and see what it's like to lean into or to yield into that support. And then I want you to actually take a look around the space or the room that you're in. So just orienting to the physical space, the walls, the floor, the ceiling, anything that you can see in your physical space, anything that you can smell or hear in your physical space. And if it feels safe, once you've done that, you can close your eyes and become aware of the floor and where it's connecting to your legs and your bottom. And become aware of the wall and how it's supporting your back, your shoulders, your head, and just breathe into that support. Breathe into the safety of the space and the experience, the little world that you're creating for yourself in this moment. And connect to the affirmation, it's safe to exist here. I welcome my belonging in the world. And just breathe into that, be with that, see what it evokes in you. And you can stay there for as little or as long as you want. And you might like to again take a moment to orient the room or the space around you, noticing that in this moment it really is safe and that you really are welcome in this own experience that you've curated for yourself. And so this is a really beautiful practice to come back to anytime we're starting to feel like, gosh, this world is a scary place, or I'm not welcome here, I don't belong here. We can just come back to this practice and create a world for a moment where we truly do belong.